Hi guys, Chastity Snowden here with the FLA movement. I'm so excited to talk about this subject because one of the biggest problems inside the nutrition coaching fitness community is not just helping people lose weight, but it's helping people keep it off and create a permanent lifestyle change. Because you do all this work to lose the weight and then you gain it back. The reason this happens is the fact that no one actually understands what they need to do in order to maintain the weight loss. This is why we are actually very different in the space, because we want to empower you, we want to educate you, we want to create that change in your body that you're looking for, but also help you maintain that and live a normal life and do it in a sustainable fashion. Fast, although it's fun, it is not sustainable. And then also, you typically, if you do something fast, you're not going to develop habits that last for a lifetime. So inside these medical journals that this group of individuals looked at, what they're doing is they're looking for behavioral change techniques to help with fat loss. Because really what they found is that losing weight and keeping it off is the most challenging thing. Losing it is challenging, but losing it and keeping it off is even more challenging. So they wanted to find out what in the research actually showed the ability to lose weight and keep it off. And what I'm really glad about this actual study, or this study of studies, is that they found that what we do is actually what works. This is incredible. So if you guys want the list of information, or you want all the studies, we can send those to you. But basically, what if you could make things easier by incorporating like the behavior change techniques next time you decide to lose weight in order to keep it off forever. So I'm going to read some of this so that you guys get exactly what it says. But what did they test? They basically tested and looked at all of the analysis that was currently available in literature to see which behavior change techniques are the most effective in preventing the weight regain after you lose the weight. I know some of you guys are struggling just to lose the weight, which we're great at, but what we really are after is that permanent lifestyle change, that after picture, to where you get that before and after, and then after you keep the weight off, or your body composition continues to just get better. So they found that behavior change techniques like reviewing your goals, graded tasks, and feedback on your behavior can significantly prevent weight regain. And these are things that we actually do in our company. So what does that mean for you? Gradually approaching your new goals, in addition to receiving feedback on your behavior, which we have the systems to create that biofeedback, create that monitoring of your feedback, and basically frequently reviewing what your goals are. And we do that every week with our clients. We do it in our groups. We do it in our free programs. But frequently reviewing your goals can help prevent weight regain following the weight loss diet. So also working with a coach or working with us may further improve your ability to maintain your new body weight. So that's one of the reasons we start out most times. It just depends on what the person knows, but we want to start out with our foundations program so that you actually understand what's happening. Then we can go into more of an accountability cycle so that we can make sure that all the things that you've learned, all the things that you are creating in your life, you then maintain, and you actually create that habitual discipline. Things like, oh my gosh, brushing my teeth aren't something you think about. You don't think about doing your laundry. You don't think about, I need to take a shower. These are things that have just become habit. You don't think about, when I walk out the door, I need to grab my keys to my car. When you jump in your car, you don't think, how do I work this? All of these things are habitual, but we took time to develop those, and you need to do the exact same thing inside creating the body that you desire. So some of the things that they looked at was really cool, like the Biggest Loser show. Although those people lost tons and tons of weight, they all gained it back. They did not have the time or take the time to create a permanent lifestyle change. They also didn't really educate them on how to create that permanent lifestyle change. But inside of creating that, a lot of times what you need is the accountability. It's the most powerful force to get you to show up on a regular basis. Just like kids, teaching them to, brush their teeth. The reason they actually do that as an adult is because someone held them accountable on a regular basis. This is how we develop our habits. So lifestyle interventions, like the things that you can do in order to create that change. You can absolutely work with a coach in order to find the problem, which is usually what you need to do, because a lot of times we don't know what the problem is. We don't know if you're under eating, we don't know if you're overeating, we don't know if the composition of the food is off, we don't know if maybe it's just a stress factor, maybe it's your hormones that are out of balance, we need to send you a doctor, get those back in check, or maybe it is your habits that are creating the signs and symptoms of the hormone imbalance. But actually the hormones are fine, it's just you're on that verge of like creating that problem because of the habits that you're doing. You're under eating fat, you're under eating in general, you're not sleeping, all of these things that we can actually change by our habits. So some of the things that you can do: goal setting behavior, setting specific goals like eating 40 grams of fiber a day, working out 30 minutes a day, eating 25 to 30 grams of protein at each meal. There's things that you can do that is not logging food and being super specific that will transfer over into long-term weight loss. Problem solving, so figuring out what might stop you from making changes. So a lot of times it's really easy to create change and think about like things that you want. But the problem is a lot of times is all those things that get in our way, we didn't think about those beforehand. It's really easy to think about negative things though. So take time, sit down and be like, okay, what is going to get in the way of me maintaining my weight loss? Travel, sickness, and all the different things that could potentially come up to get in the way of the habits that you're developing, so that you can create a plan for when that happens. We actually do this in our program. We actually can talk about like all the things that could potentially come up and how to handle them. That's another reason why it's good to be with a coach for 4 to 6 months, so that no matter what comes up, you learn how to handle that. You learn how to develop habits in the storms versus I just developed habits while everything was perfect. Self-monitoring your behavior, so keeping track of what you're doing, regular check-ins, whether with a coach or inside our app or inside something else, to where you have those checks and balances. It's just like your budget. If you do not look at your budget, if you don't look what's in the bank account and you're just swiping your card like crazy, things are going to get out of whack. Same thing with your body. If you don't have checks and balances and you know what's actually happening or what's going in, you're going to get a different result coming out. You want to maybe measure your waistline on a regular basis, keep track of your physical activity, maybe keep track of your water. If you learn to track the things that you want to keep, the habits you want to keep, you'll automatically create habitual discipline. Feedback on behavioral goals. So if you create a system of getting feedback, receiving feedback on how you're doing, how your body's changing. You can do this with a coach, with a friend. You can do this, inside a community. When you create feedback on your goals, then your body composition will stay where you need it. And also your body composition will not change back to what it was. Social support is huge. That's something you can add. Make sure you have friends that encourage you to be active, friends that like to go out and do social things that are fun and active, and not just, those friends that don't really align with the goals and the things that you want to do. Also, that's one of the reasons we have a tribe. We created that. We have our Facebook group. We're doing a 30-day mindful challenge right now. It's amazing. If you guys want that PDF, send me a message and I'll send you out our 30-day challenge. Graded tasks is another thing you can add. Gradually grading them, meaning going up, increasing physical activity. Most people are like, oh, I was doing 2,000 steps a day, and they think 10,000 is the number they need to be at. But guess what, guys? You should gradually increase it so that it becomes sustainable. There's no reason to go from 2,000 to 10,000. And there's also no reason to go from 20 grams of protein to 135. You're gonna wreck your gut. If someone tells you what to eat or tells you what to do without knowing what you're currently doing, run. You also want to change like behavioral practices. So practicing or rehearsing these new behaviors, such as taking part in exercise classes or, setting a morning and evening routine that includes these habits that you want. These things and practicing them and actually being conscious about what you're doing and walking through the process on a regular basis is how you train your brain to then train your body to do those things. This is something that's going to make a huge difference for you. And it's going to create that permanent lifestyle change. So behavior change techniques actually will help you lose the fat, but it'll also help you maintain that fat loss. And again, if you approach your goals gradually, if you actually receive feedback on what you're doing, if you, create new habit changes, things are going to change, but then they're also going to be maintained. If you do not have a coach and you don't know what you're doing, if you think hormones are the problem, if you think you're doing all the things and you're not getting the results, this is where we come in. We look and find the problem. We do individualized coaching. We teach you how food works. We're going to design something based on the food you enjoy, the movement that you enjoy, and then we will actually change your body composition using things that you enjoy, so motivation doesn't have to be there. Then we're going to hold you accountable, so that way you develop new mindsets, you develop new habits, you actually create a personalized and individualized change in your body. But we also want to show you how to maintain this fat loss, this weight loss, this body change, this health change, because we don't want to leave you with that before and after and celebrate and then you go back. We want to make sure you maintain it. And that's the whole purpose of what these guys are doing to look at this research. We want to make sure that you maintain the work that you put in and that you actually create health span, longevity span, mindset shifts, so that everything becomes better in your life as you continue with these habits, instead of you just having one celebration, one travel celebration, one event celebration. You can actually create a permanent lifestyle change. I'm Chastity Snowden, FLA Movement. If you are looking for a coach, we would love to work with you. We would love to take you on. We do have a few spaces available. A couple of the coaches are full already, but we have some space available. I'm sure we can try to find space available for you. Let me know if you need anything. Drop your email if you want that mindful challenge, or if you want to be a part of our recipe program, or if you have questions about this, or you want to get on a call with me, just let me know. Talk to you soon.